great players. They have a great organization. And you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every time I post a video just like this one. Without further ado, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Las Vegas Raiders offense once again failed to score over 20 points as they fell 24-17 to the Los Angeles Chargers and are now 1-3 on the regular season, 3 straight losses. Look, things aren't looking very good for the state of this franchise and just overall the reputation of our head coach, Josh McDaniels, as it stands. The Raiders were forced to start rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell as Jimmy Garoppolo was ruled out due to the concussion protocol. And the Raiders had their first chance to see Aiden O'Connell as a starting quarterback, see him out in real live action. And Aiden O'Connell went 24 of 39 with 238 yards passing, 0 touchdown passes, 1 interception, and he was sacked a total of 7 times on the night. Aiden O'Connell also fumbled the ball twice, so in total, the offense turned it over 3 times. That's not gonna get it done if you want to win ball games in the National Football League. Now, this was Aiden O'Connell's rookie debut, so he did struggle, but overall, I thought the kid showed a lot of guts and resilience by not getting flustered from that rough start. A lot of young quarterbacks might have crumbled after that and had a terrible game, but O'Connell was able to pick himself back up and eventually was able to put the Raiders in a position to get back into the ball game. But that's where the dagger came in and the Raiders threw an interception, first and goal at the 4-yard line, being down 7 points when they had plenty of time to score a touchdown. So really at that point, there was no need to throw the ball. At that point, the entire playbook at that point was open, and Josh McDaniels decided to run the same rollout rub route that didn't work all day long. I think I saw that play ran like 3 different times, and we weren't able to get anything off of that. Now, we will get into a film study on Aiden O'Connell as soon as I get the film. We'll break down that play even closer. We'll just break down his performance very closely. But just in general, like I said, I thought Aiden O'Connell did pretty good. Like, if you would have told me before the game that Aiden O'Connell was going to be sacked 7 times and he was going to have to throw the ball 39 times, I would have expected that he was for sure going to struggle. And honestly, I probably would have predicted that he had a terrible performance. But all in all, I thought O'Connell did pretty well given the circumstances. And I hope we can see him start the rest of the season at this point. Now, the interesting part that I really wanted to talk about in this video was our head coach, Josh McDaniels, what he had to say about Aiden O'Connell's performance in the post-game presser. Take a listen right here.
He'll be the first one to, understand the things that he could do better. Playing quarterback in our league starts with taking care of the football. And, whether that be hanging on to it in the pocket, or, making good decisions in the passing game, and also understanding the timing and that element of playing within the pocket in the NFL. It's not always the same week to week. It depends on the rush, depends on who you're dealing with and how they play. We'll take every opportunity to learn from the mistakes that we made as a team, and I'm sure he will also as a quarterback, and try to get better from it.
So as we can see from Josh McDaniels, he was not hesitant to point out the flaws in Aiden O'Connell's game. And to me, this is a little concerning given the fact that this would have been, I think, the perfect opportunity for Josh McDaniels to come out publicly and admit he could have done a better job with the play calling and just in general putting Aiden O'Connell in a better position to win. For any rookie quarterback to get sacked 7 different times, I mean, yeah, he's going to struggle. Look, I mean, technically nothing that Josh McDaniels said was inaccurate. Yes, O'Connell did have some struggles. He fumbled the ball. He technically did make the wrong read on that interception because he thought it was man-to-man coverage when it wasn't. But at the same time, that play was just doomed from the start. Best case scenario, we're going to get an incomplete pass. So Josh McDaniels also has to do a better job in the play calling in the crucial situations in the game. And that's really been a trend when it comes to Josh McDaniels. When it gets late into the ball games, when you have to draw up your best plays, when you have to make crucial decisions, game time decision, this guy just does not have it, I feel like. More times than not, he makes the wrong decision. And I just feel like Josh McDaniels really, it comes off that a lot of times he just does not do a good job of taking accountability. And instead, he always reverts to his rehearsed lines of, oh, the team in general, we need to do better, yada, yada. Like, bro, just come out and admit that Aiden O'Connell was put in a tough spot and leave it at that. If anything, I would like to see Josh McDaniels, like I said, take more accountability. Maybe said that he thinks he could have done a better job protecting Aiden O'Connell out there. But look, I think at the end of the day, Aiden O'Connell is a very mature player. I doubt these comments from Josh McDaniels are really going to affect him in the slightest. I don't think it's going to affect his game at all. But look, McDaniels has to know really that at this point, the fan base is done with him as a coach. Really, the only person that could potentially save his job could be this young rookie, Aiden O'Connell. So you would think that Josh McDaniels at this point would do his best job to try to protect this kid with the blocking up front, with the O-line, and doing his best as well to keep his confidence as high as possible. Because let's look at it like this. If Aiden O'Connell can start the rest of the season for the Raiders and he plays good, he balls out with Josh McDaniels, then at that point McDaniels will have a much better shot of keeping his job at the end of the year. And look, at this point, that's really not what I want. I think I've kind of already seen enough of Josh McDaniels, unless something crazy happens and he turns it around, which I highly doubt is going to happen. But look, at this point, I'm perfectly fine with the Raiders switching to a new regime at the end of the year. But the fact is, if the Raiders finish the season on a strong note, we go on a little winning streak, and Aiden O'Connell starts to show some flashes of being a true franchise quarterback, then that alone could buy Josh McDaniels one more season. So like I said, you would think McDaniels would be fully bought into developing this young quarterback and trying to get the best out of him. But as it stands, it seems like he just continues to insist on the fact that his quarterbacks are not executing in his offense, when in reality, every quarterback he's ever had as a head coach has struggled. I mean, Derek Carr struggled last year. Jimmy Garoppolo knows the system more than anybody else, and he's struggling right now. And if Aiden O'Connell continues to struggle, if we get to see him out there, well, look, at that point, Josh McDaniels has nobody else to blame. At that point, he really has to look at himself in the mirror and understand his system is just not working, plain and simple. And at this point, the current state of the Raiders franchise, we're in an interesting spot. I mean, I know everybody wants Josh McDaniels to be fired right now. I mean, people want him to be fired yesterday. But look, personally for me, I think we should just ride this thing out. Even though I don't want McDaniels to be the future head coach next season, I think just riding out the season, keeping McDaniels, I think that would be the best thing moving forward for Aiden O'Connell at this point. Because look, even if you fire Josh McDaniels too, I mean, we're still going to be running his same playbook, as it's way too late into the season to implement a new playbook. Really, the only thing that's going to change at that point is just the play calling. But look, at that point, if you have Josh McDaniels, you also have given him 2 full seasons, and if he couldn't get it done in either of those, well, look, the Raiders gave him plenty of time to show us something. He just couldn't do so. So at that point, we have to move on. But just in general, when it comes to this season, more than likely it's going to be a very tough season to watch. It might be a long season, especially if things continue as they are. But look, I just hope there's light at the end of the tunnel in the near future. For me, my biggest takeaway from this season is, look, I'm already putting it in my mind that we're not going to make the playoffs. That's fine with me. I didn't think we're going to make the playoffs before the season started. But look, at this point, I just want to see what we have in our young quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. To me, if Josh McDaniels goes back to Jimmy Garoppolo and we just have a terrible season, if we start Jimmy Garoppolo the rest of the season and we go 5-12 or something, 6-11, whatever, at that point, to me, that's just a waste of a season. If the Raiders are going to be bad, if we're going to miss the playoffs, you might as well get a good sample size of what you have with Aiden O'Connell, especially with a quarterback-loaded draft class this year. You want to go into next season knowing, okay, I'm not very confident in Aiden O'Connell being the future of that team. That way, you try to get your franchise quarterback. And look, even if Aiden O'Connell plays well this year, there's so many different quarterbacks in this year's draft. I would still not be opposed to drafting a quarterback, maybe a later round quarterback. There's so many quarterbacks in this draft. Like I said, I wouldn't be opposed to looking at a guy like Washington State quarterback Cameron Ward in the later rounds. But really, that's just my biggest takeaway from this season. I want to see what we have in Aiden O'Connell moving forward. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of Josh McDaniels' comments? With that being said, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.